Good afternoon, everyone. Today I have chosen a prayer for healing because so many of our friends are not in the best of health at the moment. And I'll request all of you to pray for their health. Dear God, heal us, mend our body and our minds, and grant us days of better health and renewed strength. As we wait, give us an extra measure of patience, endurance, and perseverance. When our energy to press forward is lacking, pour your power into us like a fresh mountain stream flowing into a beautiful lake. God, I know you are able to heal. I know it with utmost confidence. Grant us now the wisdom to understand your timing and the courage to accept your healing as sufficient for the moment. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And with that, I would like all of
Amen.
us to kindly, if you have something to drink, can you kindly raise a glass or a cup? Alternatively, we can put our hand to the chest as we raise a toast to the President of the Republic of Kenya. To the President. Thank you so much. I wish to welcome all the Rotarians and guests who have logged on, and Past President Elizabeth, welcome. Dr. Michael Hopkins, welcome. Rotarian Bernard, welcome. Professor Jared, welcome. Anthony, welcome. Past President Ozuem from Rotary Club of Abuja, the Ambassadors, welcome. Mumbi, as always, we are very glad when you join us, welcome. And Past President Leah, welcome, welcome all. And I will now take this opportunity to request the visiting Rotarians to kindly say hello. And we will begin with Past President Leah.
Thank you, President Ritesh, fellow Rotarians and guests. It's a pleasure being here. I am Past President Leah Bryant of Rotary Club of Bahari, Mombasa. And it's a pleasure being here once again. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you so much. And next I'll request Past President Ozuem from Rotary Club of Abuja, the Ambassadors, to say hello.
Thank you, my President, fellow Rotarians and guests. My name is Ozuem Muse. I'm the past president of Rotary Club of Abuja, the Ambassador. It's a great to be here. I bring you goodwill from my club and district. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the meeting. And a wonderful friend from all across the world, Rotarian Perry Ditch. Rotarian Perry, how are you?
I am good. President Ritesh and members of the Rotary Club of Nairobi, it is so good to join you this morning. And I send you greetings from my state of North Carolina and my club of New River Onslow and District 7730. Pleasure to be with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Perry. Please do convey our best greetings and regards to all members of your club. And we are very grateful that you've been tuning in, although the time difference is quite huge.
But now it's better. It's 6 a.m. now instead of 5 a.m. So it's much better. That's why I'm in my work shirt. So after this meeting, I will go to my work.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Mumbi, welcome as always. Thank you for joining us. And with that, I will now request Past President Dr. Anne Van Laue to kindly say a few words to the family of Rotary.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and visiting Rotarians, guest Rotarians. From family of Rotary, I would like to say a word of prayer to all our families all over the world, within our club and outside the country, that God should heal us from this pandemic. And within our club, we know there are some few members that are suffering at the moment, that God should grant us perfect health so as to meet as Rotarians. And all our visitors, we also pray for you, pray for your family, and pray for your country, that God should lay his mighty healing hands on you and heal us from this coronavirus. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. And with that, before I carry on with further announcements, can I please request if any club member or guest has any announcement to make? Welcome, Past President. How are you?
Good to see you, President Ritesh.
Thank you. Thank you. And Past President Elizabeth, how are you? Well, welcome all. And I have an important announcement.
I have an announcement, Mr. President.
Yes, Past President Anne, please proceed.
I would like to inform our family of Rotary and our visiting Rotarians that our district 9212 on the 31st of this month, we'll be having colon cancer screening. We are going to send more details out, so just mark your diaries, and we pray that you plan to be with us on that day, 31st of March. So we'll give out more details in the coming days. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Anwar. We look forward to participating in that event. And with that, I will also request Dr. Margareta Wagasheru to kindly make an announcement with regards to the legacy book. Dr. Margareta? Right. We are currently compiling information for the legacy book.
Yes.
Ah, there you are. Yes.
Sorry. Yes. No, yes, we continue to compile for our legacy 90 years of Rotary in Kenya, in our club specifically. And so there are a number of members who are here today who we would implore to accept to talk to us about your involvement with Rotary, to participate in the Legacy Project. Raffle, for example, and several others. Dr. Michael, we would love to have you as part of the project. All of our members, we'd be so grateful. We will be getting back in touch with you, and we are proceeding very well, having wonderful interviews with members, and we look forward to being in touch with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Margareta Wagasheru. And now a couple of announcements. As you all know, that we are soon going to be having the district conference, and there has been a circular which has been sent out to all club members with a Zoom link. There is an important event taking place today via Zoom at 2 p.m. immediately after our meeting. So I'll read out this important message from District Governor Patrick Obat, which reads, "Dear Rotarians, I trust this finds you well. This email serves as an invitation to join the District Assembly that will be held today, 18th of March, 2 p.m. via Zoom. The Zoom link has been shared on email and also on our WhatsApp chat group." It proceeds, "In the District Assembly, very important business will be conducted and the leadership will be in hand to answer questions to members in regards to the running of the district. You will receive the district financial report and budget for the coming Rotary year. District Governor-elect Alex will also present his goals for year 2021-2022. I will also share important information in regards to our soon coming district conference scheduled for 8th to 10th April 2021 at Olpejeta Conservancy, Laikipia County, where plans are underway with the high-level COVID-19 protocols in place. And most importantly, I will also announce our district governor nominee designate at this assembly. Welcome all Rotarians. Thank you for your support." So that was a message from our district governor. And I am going to be sharing the Zoom link once again on our WhatsApp chat group, and an email has gone out. As soon as our meeting ends, if you wish to participate in the district conference assembly, which takes place immediately after, kindly do log on. And another announcement which I have is just a message which I've received right now from Ambassador Dr. Josephine Ojiambo, who wishes to share. Dear President Ritesh, I wish to give my apology for the meeting today, but I would like all of our club members to kindly know that I'm currently attending the funeral of an aunt, Professor Nora Olembo. As we know that today, Ambassador Josephine has lost her aunt. She has just messaged me, and recently she lost her brother. Kindly, let's keep her in our prayers, as she has suffered two losses back to back in a short duration. And I will now take this opportunity to move forward with the agenda for today's meeting. So today we have a speaker who I met recently during the launch of Rotary E-Club, Rotary Club of Eco, Lavington. And this is a wonderful Rotarian who's an environmentalist called Lorna Omuodo. So I will read a brief introduction of Rotarian Lorna Omuodo, who's the founder of Moto Limited. Moto Limited has taken the task of championing household cooking energy as an area of sustainable development for women of East African region. Led by Lorna Omuodo, its founder, who has over the last 8 years been actively lobbying for government policy shift on taxation, has successfully and finally got all taxes zero rated on denatured alcohols for use as household fuel, and now introduced bioethanol into the market as a safe alternative fuel system to switch women using this into carbon neutral option of tier 4 stoves that have a clean, burn affordable, yet cooks faster and efficiently, and meals can be made using the retrofit stoves that have been used, giving a kerosene and socially acceptable by the women. This has reduced suffering in daily food preparation, management, and family health nutrition. Yet, created fuel saving, allowing the much needed income saving to allow 3 full meals and family improved health and life. So with that little brief which Rotarian Lorna gave me, I would also like to add that Rotarian Lorna has recently received further awards for the incredible work which she's doing, and I hope she's going to touch on all that. Lorna, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you very much for this invitation to your meeting. I'm very honored to have a chat with this particular Rotary club. It's an old Rotary club, the one of Lavington, and it's very interesting to just share what I'm doing and how you can also come into my space. Thank you so much for this, and I hope I'm able to be compliant with all this. I've just recently gotten an award, and right now my new title is the Queen. I'm actually the Queen of African Energy. African Queen for Energy, and being called an African Queen for Energy, we have 8 other queens, but mine is mainly on innovation. So it's very honorable to have an innovation award, because there you can feel some kind of transformation and some kind of revolutionary aspect which will come out, given that the act of cooking is basically placed squarely on women, but we know that that's not the case, because we then need our male count, the gender aspect to make it a reality. So I'll quickly get into what I had, presented today. Host disabled participants sharing screen. Can you enable my sharing screen, please?
There you are.
Thank you. And what do I do? Okay, I'll just run the slideshow, and then I may have time to show you a winning video. I'm actually a bit surprised at this project every time I do something, because it seems to be a winning project. Most of the time, this project enabled me finish my MBA program. It was the winning project for the MBA program. And I had actually assumed that MBA was not the line I was going to. But there it is. It's the winning MBA, and it was called The Next Big Thing. So can you see my screen? Have anybody seeing my screen as yet?
Yes, yes, we can
From
see.
the beginning? I think I need to move something.
We don't see it from the beginning. We see like interactive air pollution map by WHO. Is that it? With
no, you need to see it from the beginning.
14 to 20. Yeah, I think
there it is. I think that's the beginning now.
Correct.
So my name is Lorna Omuodo, and I'm a sociologist. I'm trained in India. And I was trained in the mid-80s when everybody used to ship their children to India. So I did rural sociology in India, and I used to walk the fields of Punjab, and I was amazed at the amount of straw and the amount of grasses that was growing in the Ludhiana area. So currently I'm the CEO for this company, which is now incorporated by the name Omuodo Limited. And for the longest time, I was hiding in this under a bad framework, which was not incorporating and just having this self-proprietor. But I realized that I needed to come on board and sit on boards and make that difference. So that's what I did. So basically, if you look at my slide, I see the sun in the background, and this is what I see. I see a green, lush Africa. That's what I see. A green, nice, lush Africa. So our vision is a socially empowered society in Africa that has access to safe fuel that is pollution-free. We want fuel that's pollution-free. And I'm inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King, by his quote that every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. So that's what inspires me. I think we don't want to walk in destructive selfishness. We want to walk in the light of creativity. So what's the problem? Can you see everything? It's okay? You can see this?
Yes.
Maybe I can push off some of the pictures. Okay. So what's the problem? There's no energy security in Africa. 3/4 of the population in sub-Saharan Africa. 3/4 of sub-Saharan Africa are actually they lack access to modern energy, and they rely on biomass fuels for cooking and heating. And this is leading to environmental and health implications and poverty. When I say modern energy, I literally mean modern energy, the kind of energy that you and me can have in their homes. Okay, then the other problem is the daily income loss. 64% of the total daily earned every day when they go to work, 64% is spent on domestic energy use, both for lighting and heating. And this is resulting to a vicious poverty circle. Another thing that's the problem is that we have toxic monoxide poisoning, and there's 1 million families burning kerosene and wood charcoal, which is breathing out with monoxide and breathing polluted air, getting respiratory problems. So even at birth, when a woman has a baby and they're carrying the baby on their laps or on their back, they already have breathing pollution. Then this other issue is the forest depletion. In Kenya alone, 83% of the total tree cover over a 50-year period has already gone, 83%. So even if we struggle in planting trees, if we do not maintain the trees, we are right back to square zero. So this is resulting in climate risks. Economic time. We have a lot of economic time loss. Women are spending too much time looking for fuel, cooking for too long, and losing hours of economic productivity. We need to have other forms so that we release these women and girls into productivity time. So this is the vicious circle, the poverty circle, and anyone can stop me if they don't understand anything. The circle goes from forest depletion, reduced income, and of course, the pollution. These are pictures taken here in Kenya. The middle picture is a picture I took in Kangemi last week. These are two little girls. They're rushing off to get paraffin in the evening. And this is a typical scene. And these two little girls, it was 7:30 in the night. So you can imagine the kind of danger that they're in. These are small kids, which are like 3-year-olds. Food and its preparation is fundamental human right. Not just food, but its preparation should be made a fundamental human right. This pictures is how the Kenyan homes look like. This is how the Kenyan schools look like on my right hand. I think you've all seen how this kind of atmosphere looks. We do offer new stoves, but they're all wood-based. You can see a child breastfeeding and sitting next to their mother. This is how 3/4 of Africa looks like. The pathway to food preparation is leading to a large risky footprint for Africa. So how to set a footprint that will be sustain the climate, that's what I address. So the daily activities that I watch out for is seeing how wood is shifting from the forests and the risk of human-induced desertification. If you look at the picture on the right, I think you can see the red areas. Are you seeing the red areas? So can somebody just say yes?
Yes, yes, we can.
The red areas. And the red areas are the ones that are human-induced desertification. And if you go in Africa map, farther down, you can actually see a lot of activity in Tanzania and Kenya. Interactive air pollution map by WHO. I want you to look at the previous map and compare it to the next map. This air pollution mapping. The red maps, the red areas are the endangered areas, the ones with high pollution. And this high pollution is not only due to air issues. It's air issues, but it's because of the way that people are cooking and the way people are acting, the factories. But just look at this new map. For a long, long time, we in Africa say that in climate change, it's actually a first world problem. But the map is telling us that we have a lot of interactive air pollution, and this has been mapped out by WHO. Now, air pollution, if you know, is a silent, it's an invisible problem. Around the whole world, 7 million deaths. People are exposed both outdoors and indoors, 7 million. And we know that this air pollution is a major environmental risk to health. Actually, by reducing air pollution levels in countries, we can reduce stroke, we can reduce heart diseases, and we can reduce lung and cancer diseases and bronchial related and respiratory issues, including asthma. And maybe we now need to add in this map that there is corona as well. So those are the areas of investigation, what have been investigated, and regional estimates according to WHO, the regional groupings. Now in Africa, it's the purple, dark purple, and Asia, which is the black area. So we are losing nearly 1 million people per year, quietly, due to stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, and other respiratory issues, including asthma. And always we say our people, because we're in one big space together. So even if you don't use wood or charcoal, you're inside that space. Our take is to create a green social impact of a circular economy in a loop circle. So if you look at the drawings I have on screen, look at where it starts. Start here. So I'm proposing, this is what Omuodo proposes, the raw material cycle. And we are looking at mainly, last week we had a big meeting with Calro. We're looking at grasses in form of cane from the grasses. So the best grass that we are now proposing is Napier grass, because it's non-food, so that we don't get into a lot of food related questions. So we are not even looking at sugarcane, though the sugarcane bagasse is interesting to our work. So we start here and grow our Napier grass, and we look at the green loop. At the green loop, we actually are proposing, and already we are well underway, to start the first micro distillery, which is at the far down left. The green circle continues. The distillery will be producing vinasse and bagasse, and this waste material or the grasses, like Napier grass, can be still used to give animals feed, chicken feed, and fish feed, and we can still have fertilizer. So that green loop is a complete loop with nice products. Then we want to look at the distillery plant as the key area of motivation in the circular economy. And we are looking at some of the fuel, the ethanol produced as fuel for both tractors and planes, aeroplanes. That's the top part. So we can use it for plowing. And then we can look at it going to the right. In the middle is the cooking area. You can see the women can get the fuel, and it has got a very clean burn, and it is zero emission, and the women can cook with it. And then on the right side, we still have use in motor vehicles, so that there is no pollution in the vehicles. There is already Kenya, there is a blending standard that's already there since 2011. We can actually push 5%, 10% into our cars and buses. And at the top of that blue line, the light blue line, we have generation. And the generation is of power generation. So it can go into generators, actually need 100%. We can use the bagasse and the waste material for power generation in cogeneration. Then we can also look at some of that for school lighting and for schools, and also giving bagasse to the schools or ethanol to the schools for cooking. And we can look at it also for factory and job creation for the men. And you can just see how much job creation is littered everywhere in this whole thing. So we have direct and indirect applications. If you have any questions at this point, I will take questions.
Thank you very much indeed, Rotarian Lorna, for this very insightful talk. And I have requested members to kindly raise their hands. Alternatively, they can put some questions down into the chat group. And whilst we wait for the questions to come in, I would like at this point in time to request the president of Rotary Club of Lavington Eco, Richard Kirundi, to kindly say hello.
Hi, President Ritesh.
Thank you so much for joining us. And A lot of the members are actually waving at you.
Thank you so much.
Well, this was a very insightful presentation by Rotarian Lorna. And is there something you'd like to add to this, since you're very involved with environment?
Definitely, Ritesh, and I'm happy to be here. You have wonderful meetings, but they happen to come on weekdays at lunchtime, a time which I'm not able to log in. Today, I'm very lucky. I don't know whether I'm lucky because I'm very fond of Lorna. She's a member of my club, and she's doing a wonderful thing. She has just told you a very small part of the work she does.
Thank you. So I'm about to continue. This was halfway. My work was halfway. So this was the break for questions. Okay. Then I proceed to tell you what we really do.
Let me incite the members. Let me incite the members so that they can have questions. Lorna has also helped reclaim about 5 kilometers of river using bamboo, River Koru in Kisumu. And wildlife is even getting back to the site. Now, one important thing we are doing, and I'd like this to be taken up with by other Rotary clubs. We've decided to adopt Kawangwari Primary School. It's a primary school with a population of about 2,400 students. They are spending about 50,000 shillings on firewood.
Per month.
Per month. Now, this firewood, this is a project we are taking up with Lorna and the club. This firewood is much more expensive than the biofuel. So what we are trying to do is see if we can move them from using firewood and then not only start using biofuel, but in the long term, see if they can produce biofuel from the waste that is at the market at Kawangwari. It's a huge vegetable market. Produce biofuel and then sell that biofuel to the surrounding communities. That will ease the pressure on illegal harvesting of firewood from Gong Forest. And this can be adopted elsewhere. This is, by the way, the Kawangwari Primary School is only a day school. So this is the firewood they're using for lunch. When you go to a boarding school, you find the boarding schools they spend a hell of a lot of money on firewood, and they can be net producers. And at school we visited, where I'm an old student, is Mangu High School. Mangu High School has so much land, they can grow the napier grass and produce biofuel and then benefit the surrounding communities. So that's the only approach I have for the time being that other Rotary clubs may be able to adopt. And by the way, we're also looking for funding to see if we can help get the new GICOs so that they move from the biofuel. And the biofuel is really beautiful. Not only is it cheaper than kerosene, one of the elements that makes it cheaper is that it lasts twice as long. Kerosene burns for about 3.5 to 4 hours. The biofuel lasts 7 to 8 hours. So that makes it almost half the cost. Then the biofuel does not have any emissions. There is no soot, there is no carbon monoxide, so there is no danger. And the community kitchens, which Lorna has started in Kibera, the women have really converted. And she's been, I think, very modest by not telling you. She has even put dispensers. The dispenser, at any poor folk can go and insert your 20 shillings and get your 20 shillings worth of fuel. And you're done for the night. So it's going to go a long way in all these issues of climate change, environmental conservation, poverty alleviation. It's got all angles to it. That's all I'll add, Ritesh, and thank you so much. And nice seeing you after a long time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Richard. We're very grateful. And now I'm sure a lot of questions are going to come in, since it's true, you have shared with us quite a bit of important insight. So Rotarian Lorna, if you'd like to continue.
Yes. Thank you so much, my president. I'm honored that you have actually found time today to be here at lunch hour. Most of the lunch hours we are running everywhere, so we don't actually host many lunchtime meetings. But then by the evening on a Wednesday when he presents, we're really like very tired. But this is really good that we have a lot of energy today and that he has logged in. Thank you so much for those highlights. I wanted to say that with the biofuel, now I think I look at the next slide. Can you see my next slide?
Yes. No. No.
Not yet.
Oh.
It's taking time, but fuel saves 56% in the domestic front, 56% saving, translating to about 0.98 of a dollar. We've been trying to push how the person can remember the narrative. Usually the narrative in saving is a dollar. You know, we are poverty is because we are under $1 a day. I'm not getting this. I don't know what's happening, but I'm not getting my next slide. Oh, there is the next slide. So the social impact gives you saving. Actually, it's already there. Saving money, boosting family budget shortfalls. Indirect savings, I talked about 56% saving if you switch to this kind of fuel. So for fuel which you would have used for 3 days, with kerosene, you would have only used it for 1.5 days. So it is actually gives you, double 56%. And then the quantification for the cash is actually 0.98. I wish it could drop into $1. Because there I'm actually close to poverty, cracking the poverty bracket. So of course you can imagine how popular this product is. You can keep even 1 liter. Now in this product is zero, social impact has 0 wood use, actually increasing the tree cover and also land regeneration. You actually can leave the trees alone. And also the 0 indoor air pollution, actually it has gives us clean homes and also air quality. And what we've even learned during this corona is that if you spray a little bit of this alcohol on your hands or tables, you actually get to sterilize. There's advanced sterilization going on in the houses. Then it has given us social impact of economic advancement. I said women and girls are spending too much time looking for fuel and cooking. Actually, that's the only difficulty the woman has. In the evening, they're wondering if they'll be cooking, if they will have food, and how they will cook it. So it leaves them little time for economic advancement. So these are my take, those 4 pictures up there. And where is the market segment for this product at the moment? We are seeing the youth, especially those who are 21 plus. But when we say 21 plus, it's actually the whole society, right down to the elderly. Everybody is able to use this product. And where the main difficulties are, where the populations are the casual workers, especially those in factory and those in self-employment. If you are earning 600 shillings and on a daily basis, you are able to save 56% of that, then that makes a significant build over. So it's very attractive to small families. It's also very attractive to schools and hospitals who don't actually have a direct solution to what they can use right now. So the schools and hospitals, the 3 last audits that I have done in my previous work, hospital like Kombewa Hospital, the main show in energy auditing was the people, even the ones who are working in there, are coughing and having respiratory problems after so many years. Can you imagine the cooks in the schools cooking every single day for those hundreds of people and students? So those are some of the areas where energy audits highlighted that this product can go through. And then also we are looking at going through B2B and cooperative and unions, B2B, especially among women groups. So I'm actually in this direct discussion already with Women Enterprise Fund, because we're looking for B2B, but with low interest so that they don't go over too much. in terms of paying for the interest and never getting the project going. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to another area of ethanol generation from biomaterial. All the first generation on the left side are sucrose, like you can get from beetroot, you can get from sugarcane, you can get from sorghum, you can get from wheat, starchy foods like corn, barley. All those are first generation, and usually from those areas, they are waste, but also you can get them from the sugars in those areas. But we know that we are food insecure. So we have also looked at the second generation, which are the lingocellulosic biomass, which are like the canes, the napier grass, the switchgrass, the straws, and also the other types of grasses that we have around us. Those are very good potential for bioethanol production. And then the last one is the third generation, which are the algae, the ones which are growing on the water surfaces, like hyacinth and other algae, which we find green water bodies. Those are potential for making ethanol. So all agri bio-wastes, organic wastes, especially in markets, we can mop up. I have a dream where Wakulima market in the middle of the city or Kawangwari market has got a lot of biomass. The biomass in India are taken into dryers and made into ethanol. So we are in the same wagon. If you remember that map, they were just as red as we are. So we have to work on waste mopping from molasses and waste mopping from waste bio-waste material. And just proclaiming that alone has given me this award where I told you I was the queen of energy. Now, industrial waste. Have you ever thought of the businesses that are running when they are thrashing wheat, they are thrashing rice? What about wood waste? What about these big factories? Pan paper was here for so many years, releasing a lot of wood chips and wood, sawdust. Sawdust in Sweden makes the best bioethanol for cars. So what are we doing with our sawdust? We always see them in the markets. We see people putting in sacks. We don't know what to do with it. But this is a good source of bioethanol. It's actually a very good source of alcohol. What about grasses? They're easy to plant. When we look at grasses, I'm talking bamboo as well. That's a grass. Elephant grass. What are we doing with our grasses? We haven't done much. China is well ahead because they're producing methanol from the grasses, from the bamboo. So when we keep talking about planting bamboo, we only see, oh, we are going to make chairs and tables and things like that. But no one has been keen on addressing bamboo for ethanol production. And Kenya has got its own indigenous varieties of bamboo that are doing very well. This is a typical ethanol plant, a micro distillery. They're never very large, not like the ones the sugarcane have. You can see the pencils, usually about 2 to 3 pencils. And I dream of a day where every county can have one. So what is our solution? Bioethanol solution, we take the solution of ethanol, value add to it, means we denature it, means we put poison so that nobody can drink, so that we denature it to make it not unnatural. When we say denature, it's actually removing adding some kind of material to make it non-palatable. Then we blend it. The blending standards are there now. Kenya Bureau of Standards have standards for cook fuel, denatured cook fuel, which becomes methylated spirit, but at a higher level. And then we stain it, and then we scent it. We stain and scent, and after staining and scenting, we are able to then give our brand. It burns 50 times longer than kerosene, and it's 100% eco-friendly.
Maybe I could comment as we wait for Lorna to come back, President Ritesh, with your permission.
Yes, please, kindly proceed.
Yeah.
See, I'm closing the door because I thought I had sounds from outside. Okay,
I I was just going to comment a little,
Yes.
and this is just to add on to what you're saying.
Yes.
I tried to look at the production of bioethanol. If somebody was to really pick up the idea and run with it, I don't look at the micro distillery plant that has just been brought to the picture.
Yeah.
There is no village in this country that the locals do not know how to make changa. Changa
Yes.
is a local gin.
Yes.
That's a micro distillery.
Yes.
And instead of, you can use the same simplified technology to produce the biofuel. So the people already know how to make it. How can we help them process it legally and produce the biofuel, you know, by way of registration? And the counties will be very open to this.
Yes,
Secondly,
changa is a good idea, but the changa is the distillation and the purity is a little less. So yes, we could just add technology to what is already ongoing. Yes.
The point I'm bringing is that we can make it as simple a technology
as possible. Yeah.
The other point I wanted to raise is, which is very important, not only to Rotarians, but these are golden opportunity for people also to get for entrepreneurs to start businesses, distributorships, you know, up country. There's a lady, Lorna, I introduced to Lorna a short while ago. About 2 months ago. I think now she's doing how 3,000 liters.
Yeah. She's interested in about, that's the minimum that we go. It's about 3,000 for cost benefit, you know, analysis. We give about 3 to 5,000 liters.
So my point was that it's open for there's an opportunity for even
business.
youth to make money out of the business.
Yeah. So the smart technology application, we actually look at several, we use a smartphone application. It's a good smart, youth can get smart sales and distribution, and women even can do this. We can create mass jobs. It's a good sector. We are showing this by automation. There's an automatic dispenser. And even those who will be manufacturing, there's even something which the enzymes, you know, when we go to grasses, there will be those who will be producing enzymes so that they put it into the distillation technology. And so those are good opportunities, large business opportunities. How about the renewable stoves that will be using fiberglass, the large size? I only show a 1 liter size. But usually we can take a 5 liter size, a 20 liter size. In South Africa, I've seen giant ones that are burning in industries. Yeah. Then how about the cogeneration opportunity and electricity, which will then be decentralized? How many homes can get light from the cogeneration? If we went through the right path, I know for the first time, Mumias was having cogeneration from the bagasse. And so this is a reality. You can actually make electricity from these materials. And then how about flex motor vehicles and bikes that are going to then be, once it's in abundance, there'll be so many in need of the fuel. Okay, so our growth plan for 12 months, actually I've moved a little bit from now, where it's the blue now, I'm on the red right now. And I'm looking at, my current audited accounts are looking at about $50,000-$60,000. And I'm looking at $120,000 by the end of the year in 12 months. The company is actually very young. It's a 1-year company. It's not even yet 12 months old. It's a 12 months just finished, but because of COVID, we've delayed. Yeah. So this is my team for now. We have just a small team. And of course, due to COVID, we are also not, so we consult a lot among ourselves. We have a big advisory sales. And of course, last year in 2019, we won the Land Accelerator, which is WRI, World Resource Institute in Washington. They recognize our effort. Ignite in Ghana, I've just gotten a new mentor this morning who is coming on board, but I've been with it for almost, it's going to, we are in the last 6 months with Ignite, and Ignite has been fantastic. Ignite encouraged me to join Rotary. Ignite encouraged me to join KEPSA, to look at my systems, to put out my communication plan. And not me alone, I work in a team. So Owino, Muyoro, they all know they are in this thing. And because of COVID, we are not so visible. And because of this, the Ministry of Energy has asked me this afternoon, I'm actually going to look at the Jamhuri Energy Center. We're probably going to operate from there. So those are looking good for new institutions. How does Rotary come in? I think Rotary can come in with helping with strategy, energy access, helping with things like baseline studies, nice socioeconomic issues, technology. We also think that communication, community behavior change, they could help sometimes. We could have some live demos, and while they have the live demos, whenever they are having their work or their activity, we can peg into the Rotary work so that more Rotarians are exposed to this. And I'm happy to say that Rotarian Patrick Obath is one of my best customers. He buys almost 20 liters every month since he ever saw this when when President Ritesh, when you saw this, that's when he started being a customer. And I think he's already my customer. His house is warmed by, Patrick's house is warmed by this. His food is being cooked with this. He's really, really on it. And communal kitchens. We can ask for soup kitchens because we know that people are hungry, and like I see the children at Olympic walking out. There are 4,000 children, and with the corona going on, COVID, they stop by and they wonder what they can eat. So we can, for instance, once a month put porridge, or once we ask the permission from the city council. Then cleaning up the kitchen mess in schools and in hospitals. We should, I'm very happy with my president, Kawangwari, we should already show a good demonstration there, and then others will pick from there. Remember, I told you the canisters can be very large. They can be canisters that take 10 liters, canisters that take 20 liters. We can So what am I looking again? We are looking for expertise. Anybody who has expertise who can give us energy auditors, like before we go to every school, Kawangwari school should now be having a proper energy audit report filed and kept somewhere. What about hospitals? Even when we go to hospitals, we should have audit reports, inspecting audit reports before we start. And what about environmental auditors? If we have any among the Rotarians, they are most welcome to come on board. Financial managers, because all these things we keep on wanting to calculate. It wastes a lot of time. If you're not a financial-based person, then you keep on having to calculate, am I saving 0.98? Am I saving this 56%? These kind of people can come on board. How about those people with good business model ideas? Like if we are going with the cooperative or the women groups, they can help us with this. So this, and what about technology? I just heard from my president that we can actually just improve the Changa arrangement and legalize them and make them proper, but now add in this side, which can increase the filtration, the purity, and certification. So that is where I stop. The SDGs, these are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've shown. I couldn't even fit the rest. We actually address all the 17 SDGs. This is one project that is addressing all 17. If it's affordable, clean energy, well-being, gender equality, life on land, climate change, they are inside. I've never seen a project where 17 SDGs are being addressed. So that's why the project is a winning project for Africa, not Kenya. Even those outside Kenya can apply this and change the ecosystem. And therefore, I want to thank you very much for giving me that space. You can look up the Sustainable Development Goals. There's a video, and I've also given you a drive, the one which we're on YouTube. There's a full, a video that you can look at. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Rotarian Lorna, for this very educational, insightful, and thought-provoking presentation which you have shared with us today. And as you must be knowing, Rotary initiatives, we also have to focus on environment, which is very close to your club as well, since yours is an eco club. And Rotary Club of Nairobi actually has had a project over the past many years, which is championed by one of our Rotarians, Rotarian Atia Yahya. That project is called the GECO project, whereby we actually do give energy-saving GECOs to schools. And I'd like to take this presentation, and if you can also share with me the presentation via email, I can share it with the committee and our club member, Rotarian Atia, who's championing that initiative. And we can see how we can probably also transition that GECO project into something very energy efficient, into what you have shared with us today. And there are a number of questions which have come in, but what I will request, if you don't mind, is if I can ask our club member, Dr. Margareta Wagasheru, to kindly give a vote of thanks to you, and thereafter we can take some questions. Is that all right?
Thank you.
Perfect. Dr. Margareta?
Yes. No, I'd really like to thank Lorna, the African Queen for Energy and Innovation. I think you are most deserving of the title. I'm really impressed by what you are doing. I am impressed on many different levels. For one thing, for you being a clever woman entrepreneur, to realize that it's important to set up your own business, which I think is very wise. I think you are tackling one of the most fundamental problems in Kenya, in Africa. I mean, desertification, we know this is a horrifying problem. We also know that women, as you say, are food producers. They create the food and they are stuck looking for energy. And if you are able to produce, my only concern for you is once people take note, and I hope you have patented your company and your product, your patenting is important, that you are going to be swamped with orders, and you will need that kind of huge production system to be able to meet the need. We hope this is true. And I loved your president sharing with us about Kawangwari and the project you very modestly did not discuss in great detail about trying to shift the students and the teachers from spending 50,000 shillings a month on trees, that breaks my heart, and shifting to this your energy efficient, smoke-free, reasonable, economical product, which could save the whole of Africa. I mean, we really need what you have. And I hope that our club seriously considers ways that we can work together with you, because I think you've got great ideas. And I think you are a perfect model Rotarian who is going to guide us in the way forward to help women and families and the region. And obviously, we must address the policymakers to have them understand what you're talking about. I think you have the capacity to do that, and I'm very grateful that you are a member of this new club, which I think is very important to have come into being at this time. So thank you very much for coming today. We welcome you.
Thank you very much, Margareta.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Margareta, and a huge thank you also to President Richard for being here with us. And now we are going to take some questions. Our first question is by past President Leah.
Actually, sorry, you know, I think I didn't realize that meeting with the DG is going on now, today. Informative discussion, and I'd love to know more, and I will find more. And plus, I always like to go to their Lavington Eco Club. So I'm sure I will find more because I will be pushing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. But I'm going to jump onto the
week. Then we are high and dry in Kenya. We can continue using these stoves. But many people want the fiberglass canisters, and those fiberglass canisters are renewable and they never finish. I've had one for about, this is my 7th year. The wick never finishes the fiberglass. So you can keep on refilling it and refilling it, and it's renewable. So that's the renewable part of that whole thing. The fiberglass. So yes, fiberglass stoves could be interesting, and that's what people want, because if you tell them to use the ones of 1948, the kerosene, they have a bad idea with it, but they still can work. Yeah. So if you want a business, I think the second part of that question was that the person wants a business for their rural areas. Can I hear that again?
Yes, if they wanted to supply the same in a rural area, what is the cost of the dispenser vending machine?
The vending machine is like an ordinary like the milk dispensers. They go for 1,000 liter unit, which goes for about 85,000 shillings. There is a smaller one, which is like the oil one, which is about 35,000 shillings, the smaller unit. But then it's the fuel at the back is what is interesting. There's a tank. So you need to then invest another 10,000 shillings for a tank at the back so that you can feed into the dispenser unit. The dispenser unit just helps you with automation, especially if you're not at site. Yeah. But yes, we are open right now. We are actually increasing many more new distributors, almost at the level of one distributor per week.
Well, thank you very much, Rotarian Lorna. And with that, since we have not got any further questions coming in from Rotarians and guests, I wish to thank you very much for your time, and I wish to also thank President Richard for making time to join us today and for sharing with us this very insightful, educational, thought-provoking, and very important message, because as it is, we are currently working towards saving our environment, and this is something which is very vital. I like the fact that you have shown some diagrams as to the human capacity of actually causing this danger. So I'd like you to kindly share with me the charts via email, which I'll circulate to all the club members. And thank you very much indeed. I'll keep you posted, and possibly we can actually go into some partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. That was my way of a sustained climate atmosphere. Thank you.
Perfect. And I'd like us all to kindly raise a glass to Rotary Club of Lavington Eco, Rotary Club of Bahari, Rotary Club of New River Onslow, and to Rotary the world over.
Rotary the world over.
Thank you so much.